There was a big layover in DC and my flight got delayed and then delayed and then just flat out canceled.
Think about it every night. Don't let this house fall down. The Lord left long ago.
Well, everything has been great so far this week. The only problem is that I am using their TV as my monitor, as I've been doing, and their TV, for whatever reason, is not working a lot of the time. So whenever my screen dies on my thing, I have to immediately rush over, log back in. Otherwise, I don't know if I can turn the TV back on. Other than that, this is a super fun week. Every time I come down here, you know, I'm working, I am making money. It is a net gain, but it's also a vacation for me. I don't get a lot of time to hang out with my friends. This is my dream. I love doing this, but I'm often at a place I don't know anybody, and I have fun with the shows. I meet new comics, they're great, but when I started, all the comics in the scene would always hang out with a new headliner, and throughout the years that has kind of changed. A lot of clubs aren't super welcoming to younger comics, so sometimes people don't hang out, and sometimes a staff gets in trouble for hanging out with a comedian for too long because we're dirtbags, we do bad things, and we ruin people's lives. Looking forward to my last night here, kind of bummed out, but it'll be cool. Jeff Dye is doing a theater here, so I think we're gonna meet up with him after the show. Crazy travel day tomorrow. I am under 2 hours between when I land there from the bus. I have to get then to the airport, check in, and get to my flight, which I'm already stressing about. I hate not being at the airport 2 hours before, so I'm gonna be stressed all the way up until I get through security, and then hopefully I'll be fine. Then I will fly to DC, have a 3 hour and 45-minute layover in the DC airport, get home at midnight, and then have to drive an hour and a half home after that. So bad travel day here, sandwich in between. I'm in Key West. I'm hanging out with one of my favorite people. We're having so much fun all weekend. Totally worth it. Good shows. That's my life this week. It was a great week. And then I get to go home, be home for 4 days, and do it all over again. All right, I gotta go. Girlfriend at the time watched my dog, and I brought her over there one time. I needed dog treats. Since this is the last time I'd seen my girlfriend for a while, I also bought a box of condoms. And you'd be surprised the looks you get when you check out with just dog treats and condoms. Guy behind the counter called me out right away. He's like, "So what's going on here, buddy?" Oh no. Should have gone to self-checkouts. Let me grab a divider, put it between these two. These are actually for two different bitches, but that's not the point. Sunday night, I just got back from hanging out with Tom and the gang. I did something I don't ever do. As I mentioned, I have to hook my computer up to the TV in order to use it, and I was having problems with the TV, so I just thought I would just play something on it nonstop so that I wouldn't have to get back and reset everything, restart the TV. That's hard to start. I was playing this series. I just thought, let's get one new view each. Maybe the algorithm will kick into some of my buddies' specials and play that. I get back and this is what is playing on YouTube, which I have no idea. It's just a guy in this language talking. So that was pretty sweet. Comedy Key West condo is probably on a watch list now, but hey, you know, that's the life we live. You know what I'm talking about, brother? Show night was fun. It was Pride here tonight. I'm such an idiot. I knew about it, went for a run, and I just could not stop sweating. So I just sat in the AC for far too long, finally got up and got moving, and then I went to this place yesterday to get a daiquiri. And I went back there because if you get a refill, it's like $6 cheaper. So I went there, got that. It happened to be in the middle of Pride. I had to get off my bike and walk it on the curb for 3 blocks. I was also wearing a backpack at the time. Sweated my hot little ass off. It was so miserable. Missed the parade going in front of the club, which is exactly what I wanted to do the whole time. And then showed up at the club super sweaty. I did get my banana daiquiri, but I don't think it was worth it. Show was great. It was probably the best show of the week. I had so much fun. Crowd was super into everything. Weirdly, not a Pride crowd, not super gay, even though most of them showed up after Pride. You would assume because they went there. Maybe, I guess, because they just couldn't get around until after it was over, but great show. Got really silly. I did an hour, which I didn't plan on doing. Hey, it fucking happens sometimes. Tom went over, I was a little boozy. I went over again. I did my closer and didn't stick the landing that I wanted it to. But recap of the week, Tom picked me up in the most insane car I've ever seen in my life. I didn't know how to get into it, so he had to teach me. I jammed my giant suitcase in the back seat, rode around, partied, drank too much, ate some very good food, and did a whole mess of comedy. I was actually gonna interview Tom tonight, but we did the show and we met up with a guy who was in town opening for Jeff Dye, a guy named Chris Bowers. Connection to Seeing the Light. When I talked to Adam Norwest about him booking me to open for Tom Segura, after it had been a long time that I worked with Tom Segura, it was at Morty's. Chris Bowers used to run that club. So that was the last time I actually saw him in person. He is now opening for Jeff Dye on the road. He's doing great. Grew his hair out long. He's wearing a magician's sport coat, like a maniac, but by all accounts he's doing very well. Got to reconnect with him a little bit, then went over to Tom's, had a couple of drinks, hung out, ate some food from Mary Ellen's, which is the best late night place here. Definitely go to that. I had a truffle cheeseburger. That was insane. My breath is gonna smell like truffles, and I probably can't kiss my fiance when I get home because she's allergic. So hopefully it'll be out of my mouth. I mean, I plan on brushing my teeth twice, at least, before then. Hopefully that won't be an issue. But yeah, great week. It is now 1:06. My bus leaves at 10 o'clock. It starts loading at 9:45. So I would like to be at the bus station at 9:30, which means tonight I gotta get all the shit packed. There's a couple of dishes I gotta do, load up all my shit. I do have to get tonight's show onto my computer, so that's gonna take a while. Hopefully I can get to bed within a half hour-ish. Hopefully the thing will upload while I'm sleeping, and there will be no problems, and everything will be fine, and nobody freak out. Nobody fucking freak out. Then I get to go home. I get to be back with my family, which I am jazzed about. I miss my boys. I was trying to make room on my phone, and I ended up watching a bunch of videos of my sons. And if you are a dad on the road, do not do that, because it'll make you so homesick. So excited to be home tomorrow. I get in at 2 o'clock in the morning, which is gonna suck. I'm not gonna see my boys for another day, but I will wake up to them. So stoked for that. Okay. I gotta go. I love you. I'm proud of you. Never forget that. So I already talked about my flight home being bad. It was a bad situation I was already in. Got up at 8 a.m., packed the rest of my way, had diarrhea, which was not great. Apparently, you shouldn't be drinking 5 days straight. I did not know that. But that's on me. That part is on me. Take an Uber to the Greyhound station, get there just before they're about to take off, put my stuff in, get on the bus, go to Miami, get there an hour and a half before my flight, which is super nerve-wracking for me. I like to be there 2 hours before because I've been in situations where getting your bag checked and security are both backed up, so then you're stressing and sweating. I've had to run to a flight once or twice, which is a nightmare. Got through, got my first flight to DC. There was a big layover in DC, and my flight got delayed, and then just flat out canceled. This was my first time flying with American Airlines in a long time. I don't fly with them. I'm a Delta man. Typically, it is a little more expensive on paper, but from my experience, most of the other airlines have so many added bullshit charges that it ends up being about the same, or Delta maybe sometimes cheaper, sometimes a little bit more, but it's just a way better experience. But yeah, they canceled my flight, so I go to customer service to talk to somebody. They didn't have any option for me. They said, we don't have any flights tonight. We can put you on one 7 a.m. tomorrow. I was like, okay, so you're gonna give us hotel vouchers then? And they said, no. We're not gonna do that. If you're not familiar, a hotel voucher, they might even give them for free, but I'm pretty sure airline companies get them in bulk for obviously crazy cheap. Costs them almost nothing on the grand scale of things. They're a multi-million-dollar corporation, so to hand out a hotel voucher is nothing to them. They wouldn't do it. They said, sorry, that's our policy. It is a weather problem, is why we canceled the flight, and we don't give out vouchers as a policy. Ended up sleeping in the airport. I talked to that person, I talked to someone on the phone, and someone over Twitter through American Airlines. The thing that infuriated me the most is that they hid behind the "I'm sorry, this is our policy," which in customer service is the most bullshit thing. It's the people on the top making a decision that fucks over their customers and their customer service people who have to deal with these angry customers over a nonsense thing that it's just as easy to just give someone a hotel. I would have still been mad. My family lost out on money. My fiance had to cancel her work the next day because we didn't have a sitter. I was supposed to watch the kids and I wasn't home to do that. It would have cost them nothing to just give me a hotel voucher at the very least, or miles or something. And no, nothing. Nothing. No really apology. They gave me like well, sorry, but that's our policy, which is not an apology. I also upgraded to first class on that flight that got canceled. And when they rebooked me, they just put me in regular and they didn't give me a refund. It was an awful experience, horrible customer service. They can get fucked. They can get fucked forever. Anytime anyone asks me about American Airlines, I'm gonna give them my honest opinion, which is they're dog shit. I heard that if you have a good experience with a company, you tell 3 people. If you had a bad experience, you tell 30 people. I'm hoping to tell 3,000 people because that sucked, what they did to all of us. I'm so fucking mad. Fuck American Airlines. I will never fly with them again. All right, well, life's a bitch, but I'm here.
Well, it's not like we don't try. It's worth it every single night. Don't let this house fall down. The Lord left long ago.
So, in spirit of that, how about we sound off in the comments about our negative experience with American Airlines? Let's make this go viral and tell everyone that they shouldn't be called American Airlines. They should be called Taliban Airlines because they are terrorists and they hate America.